Philip Turle joins me now on the set to talk a bit more about this story. Philip, thanks so much for coming in to see us. You're our international affairs editor. Let's just start with the basics. First of all, what exactly is a diplomatic boycott?
Okay, well, let's put it this way. We're not going to ban the athletes from going to these games. What these countries are saying is, what we are going to do is to underline to China that it has to make improvements on its human rights. If you think back to the Olympic Games of 1980, when they were banned by the United States going to the Soviet Union at the time, the athletes weren't able to go. And I think the perception now is that these athletes have worked for years to become the best of what they can do in their different disciplines. So it's highly unfair that if these countries are going to put a ban on going to the Olympic Games, it also includes the athletes. So what we're talking about here is diplomats, heads of state. They are saying the athletes can go there, they can perform, but as far as diplomatic relations are concerned, we're not going to go there. We're going to stay in the sidelines because we have to put pressure on China to improve its human rights record. And if you look at some of the issues in China, that is why you have the Canadians who've just got on board, the British who said they're not going to send any diplomatic relation members there, the United States, New Zealand, many other countries are thinking about coming on board as well. This is principally about the treatment of Uyghur Muslims in Xinjiang province. There's also the question of Hong Kong and the new security law. There's the intimidation that is perceived by the West of Taiwan. There's the situation in Tibet. There's Outer Mongolia also. All these different questions are being raised by the West, and they say it would be particularly bad if we were seen sitting there in the tribunes with all these different countries praising the Olympic Games in China. Therefore, we're not going to go. We're going to let the athletes go. We're going to stay behind.
All right. So, given all of that, what has China's reaction been so far?
Well, as you can imagine, it's been a very outspoken and condescending reaction. Now, concerning the United States, China has said basically that, well, the US wasn't invited anyway, so it doesn't make any difference as to them being there or not. And that is one of the lines that the Chinese authorities are running, which is basically, well, we weren't going to invite you diplomatically to come, so it won't make any difference whether you're there or not. But there is a problem facing these countries, and that is if they're not there, this could undermine their business ties, their financial arrangements, the contracts they want to sign with China. And China's already saying, be careful if you don't come and you start causing trouble over the Olympics. Well, we might call into question certain business deals that we're willing to sign with you. So there is not a complete cohesion between these different nations, and many nations not wanting to join in because they're frightened about their future financial ties with China. And there's another question also which, Jeannie, is very important, is how can the boycotting nations express enthusiastic support for their athletes? How can they not detract from their moment of Olympic glory, but at the same time trying to underline that China has got to do more for human rights? And that is a very difficult equation to work out a straight answer to.
It certainly is. Philip, thank you for that. France 24's Philip Turle.